Hey. I look freaking ugly. Hey. Okay. My bangs won't shut up. Hello, wonderful inhabitants of the universe. Welcome back to my channel. I'm speaking again. I'm gonna roll the clip of me trying to film this and trying to address some elephants in the room, because there are some elephants in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room. I am 10. No, that's not the elephant in the room. I cut my hair. You know what? My bangs aren't, they're not having it. So I tried to fix it, but we have to deal with it being a brat right now, because they're a mess. I'm a mess. Who really cares? Anyway, that's kind of long, so let's get to chatting about what we're gonna chat about. Okay, so what are we gonna talk about? What are we gonna talk about? Obviously, you already know because you saw the title and you clicked, but we're gonna talk about what it's like being a HUMSS student. What does HUMSS mean? Humanities and Social Sciences. I have my notes because I'm very prepared for this. Wow. A proper content creator. Me. So let's explain senior high school first. Senior high school is a part of the high school program in the Philippines. So it's 2 years. It's the last 2 years of high school in the Philippines, and in this last 2 years, you pick first a track and then a strand. So what's a track? Basically, there are 4 tracks that I know of. There are academic tracks, there are sport tracks, I think, and there are arts and design tracks, and there are also tech voc tracks. So in these tracks, there are different strands. These strands specifically tell you what you're gonna study. So we're gonna focus on the academic tracks because that's what I know of, because that's what I'm in. That's in the academic track, there are four common strands. There's STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, I think. There's also the ABM strand, which stands for accountancy and business management. And then there's GAS, which is the general academic strand. It is what you take if you're still not sure of what you're going to take, of what course you want to pursue in college. And then there's HUMSS, which stands for Humanities and Social Sciences, which is my strand. I hope that's clear. Let's get into the actual talking about HUMSS. First, let's debunk the myth that HUMSS is easy, because HUMSS is not easy, but it's also a lot of fun. Let me tell you the specialized subjects we took, like the majors of the HUMSS student. There's world religions and belief systems, there's creative writing, there's disciplines and ideas of the social sciences, there's disciplines and ideas of the applied social sciences, there's Philippine politics and government, there's creative nonfiction, and then there's trend networks and critical thinking of the 21st century. Is that correct? I think that's it. I forgot the specialized subject. It's community engagement, solidarity, and citizenship. That's also a specialized subject for the HUMSS strand. Basically, we study about the society and humans, both as a group and as individuals. It's kind of trying to understand how people interact with each other and why people interact with each other. We're taught to empathize with people so that we understand how they think and why they do the stuff they do. We study why certain events happen. We look for patterns in history. I think that's basically the gist of what we study. Next, we're gonna go to studying style / technique / pattern / culture. This is actually the culture in the humanities strand. HUMSS strand. Well, I guess the culture in our school, because we're only one section. Our strand is only one section in our batch. So basically, this is the culture in our strand. So yes, for studying, yes, you have memorization, because that's really never non-existent. It always exists. You always have to memorize some things. But especially in history, of course, you still have to memorize some facts in history, but that doesn't mean that studying ends in memorization. It's more of understanding the whole thing so that you see the whole story, the whole picture. Because if you just have pieces of facts that you cannot piece together, then it won't make sense and it will be really, really hard for you. You also have to understand the consequences. It's really about critical thinking. You have to understand the consequences of everything that happens, because then you get to make your stand, which is also really important in HUMSS. It's important that you see all the sides, but it's also important for you to make a stand when it is time to make a stand. There's also lots of writing. Obviously, there is a lot of writing. It's not just creative writing. You have lots of technical writing. Is that what you call it? Technical writing and creative writing. Because first, in technical writing, in all your subjects, even the core subjects or the general subjects, they're gonna make you write because they know that your strand is meant to write. You guys are meant to write. We have so much writing. I'm not saying that other strands don't have writing, but it's just that our teachers know that we are more inclined to writing, so they give us the appropriate treatment to learn their lesson. So we really have a lot of essays even in our general subjects. But yes, we have creative writing and it is very fun. I love the creative writing part. It's really, really fun. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a really fun subject. And don't worry, there are people in the HUMSS strand who aren't inclined to writing, but they're not fond of writing, so you don't have to worry about being the only one who isn't fond of writing. But you still have to write a lot. You really learn to love to write when you always write, I think. This strand also imbibes the culture of empathy and the passion for service, because you really learn a lot about other people. You study about people all the time in our country. It really imbibes the passion for service, to serve the country, because you realize that you're socially responsible. Not just us HUMSS, you realize that everyone in this country is socially responsible, and we have to help society in some way. We really have to contribute to society. I don't know how to explain it. You realize that you're responsible and you have a duty in this country. You have to serve this country, but you have to serve the people in this country who really need your help. For example, at first I just really wanted to be a creative writer, but now I want to be a creative writer who can give a voice to the voiceless, who can share the stories of those who who are oppressed by the system of the country. So it's never really just, you realize in this strand that it's never really just about you. It's about the people you will serve in the future. The culture here is, it opens your eyes to reality that it's really not just about rainbows. It's not about just you. It's not about you just reaching for the stars. It's not you against the world. Do you see what I mean? There are a lot of people who need your help. There are a lot of people who are less privileged than we are. And we have to recognize that. We can't deny that. That's what I mean. We really have to help the people, and we have to raise them up, because if we're not gonna do that, who will? Okay, let's be specific. It opens your eyes to reality that there are mentally ill people. It opens your eyes to reality that there are people who can't go to school without working. There are people who can't even eat 2 times a day. There are people who have to evacuate because their land is being taken. There are so many people who are being harassed and abused just because they don't have the power to fight back. Next, there's the environment / the people. It's actually just the people. From my experience, the HUMSS strand, usually the people in the HUMSS strand, people here are outgoing. No, not everyone is outgoing, but there are a lot of outgoing people. But I'm gonna tell you that everyone is willing to talk when they're forced to talk. In some way, everyone is kind of a speaker, a talker. Everyone has a story to tell, and everyone in this world has a story to tell, but everyone in the HUMSS is ready to tell a story. Usually people here are outspoken and palaban, because they're in the HUMSS, so usually people here are very opinionated. We argue about the most stupid stuff sometimes. The stupidest stuff sometimes. What's the right word? Stupidest stuff sometimes. But, everyone here has an opinion. That's what I'm gonna tell you. It's not always good, but it's also not always bad. Because you also learn how to make a stand. If you're not comfortable with making a stand, you get to make a stand here, because you see all the angles and you see where you want to stand. Are you pro something? Are you anti something? Or is it more complicated than that? Because usually it's more complicated than being pro or anti, and you also realize that in the HUMSS strand. That's all my notes. This is just the ending part, or the projects, or performance tasks you have to worry about. There's a lot of performances, like plays, jingles, whatever. There's just a lot of actual performances, live performances. There are also videos, there are movies, there are documentaries, there are essays, there are stories, short stories, there are memoirs. So you also get to plan ways how you're gonna help specific communities. Yeah, that's about it. If you're contemplating if you wanna be in the HUMSS strand, I hope I helped you decide, and I hope I encouraged some of you join the strand, because it's really a good strand. It's a strand with a heart. Honestly, you get to speak your heart, and you get to hear other voices aside from yours, and that's always a good experience. But just remember that I don't have anything for you to remember. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're new, and if you like me, if you're kind of in love with me, probably not because of these bangs, but if you like me, or if you like my content, I hope you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye. No, I won't do that. Bye. 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 Peace out. No, nobody says that.